We be live. Hello, everybody. Hi, Anna.
Hi, everyone.
Guys, today I have a very interesting video. This one was sent to me by Susanna. Susanna, sometimes Anna sends me some great videos. Sometimes Rivka sends me some good videos for us to review. And sometimes Susanna sent me some good videos. And this one was sent to me by Susanna. And I wanted to review it with you guys because it's a very short video. But I honestly, I could analyze this video for hours. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But I could do 6 hours of analysis on just this 2-minute video. But let's just listen to it from beginning to finish. It's only 2 minutes. And then we're going to tear it apart piece by piece. This is a new Muslim convert, which they refer to themselves as reverts. By the way, for people who are new here, the reason why new Muslims call themselves Muslim reverts instead of Muslim converts is because in Islam, there's this belief that everybody is born a Muslim. And the reason why you guys, Anna and other people in the live chat are not Muslim is because society has lied to you and they brainwashed you. And you used to be Muslim. When you were born, you were Muslim. And then they told you lies. And then you became not a Muslim. So when somebody becomes a Muslim, technically, this is not their first time being a Muslim because they were born a Muslim to begin with. They're reverting back to Islam. This is their second time becoming a Muslim. That's why they're referred to as Muslim reverts, right? Let me actually see who's in the live chat. Oh, there we go. Hey, Nasreen is here. Jean is here. What is this? Oh, Iyal is here. Space Leah is here. Oh, Zaid is here. Darka is here. Unicorn is here. Dornabhid is here. Abdul is here. Seed of Iblis is here. Guys, hi everybody in the live chat. Yes, it is. It is. Okay, so let's watch this, and then I will comment on it one by every single second of it. But let's start.
I was so excited.
Let's go from the beginning.
When I first became a Muslim, I was so excited. I was enjoying my prayers. I was enjoying being Muslim. I felt free. I felt at peace. And then around 3 weeks of being Muslim, I started to feel trapped. I started to feel like I was in a box. Why? Because I started to listen to everyone around me. I started to listen to people telling me, this is haram. This is the way that you need to practice. This is haram. This is halal. You should do this. You shouldn't do that. And I started to get too into the tiny details of haram or halal. And I lost the entire point of my faith. I was basically letting other people define what my faith is because I was so scared to own my own faith. I was scared that I was doing it wrong. I was scared that Allah is going to make a lightning bolt strike me if I'm doing something wrong or I make a mistake. But I choose to believe in Allah being merciful, Allah being loving, and knowing that we are just human and that we make mistakes and that we were made weak. We were made with the need to be forgiven. So if we never make mistakes, we can't go to Allah to be forgiven. So my new view of my faith has been my own view. It's not influenced by anyone around me. It's even not influenced by scholars. It is simply based on the Quran and my connection with Allah. That doesn't mean I'm throwing out the Quran or the other commands in the Quran that I haven't gotten to yet. It means that I'm on a journey and I'm on my own journey, and I'm not on your journey and I'm not on your journey. I'm on my own journey. And this had freed me from so much of that feeling stuck and feeling trapped, because now religion is beautiful to me again. And I don't feel trapped in a certain definition of what being a Muslim is. Being a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah. And our journey to submitting to Allah is going to look different from person to person. So don't let anyone tell you that you're less Muslim because you're not fitting a perfect definition of a Muslim, which none of us are perfect. So none of us will fit that definition.
Okay. I have so much to say about every single word that she said. Every single one of them. I could talk forever about it. Okay. Don't let anyone. I took so many notes. And I have receipt. I have Quranic verses to back up what I'm saying. But Anna, you go. We have a super chat. Let me actually address the super chat first. By the way, thank you guys for the super chat. These do really help. So Sid is saying white female converts are used for marketing and meant to be a trophy for Dawa folks. So guys, when you say Dawa means like Muslims who are preaching Islam and trying to bring people to Islam. Okay, so they can highlight Islam must be true if white women are converting. Yes, white converts, and especially white female converts, are constantly used as a marketing tactic by many Muslims. Okay, Anna, your thoughts before I get into it, because once I get into it, I don't know if I could stop. But go on, you go first.
Well, I think she is responding to comments saying that she's not practicing Islam correctly because she doesn't cover her hair and she has like these nail polish, and nail polish is preventing you to do the wudu before the prayer correctly. And there are, of course, rules of what you should eat and shouldn't eat, halal and haram. So I think like this entire video is just a response to all the Muslims accusing her of not being a good enough Muslim, probably. But
Yes.
about your previous point, that yeah, a lot of white women especially gain a lot of popularity because they are white, and if they say like that they support Gaza, or that they became Muslim, their popularity just blows dramatically. It grows exponentially just because they are white. It is seen as the biggest achievement of Islam, that here even white women from the West, they compare to Islam.
Yeah, actually, Anna, I'm glad that you said that, because I forgot to give the context, because there's this thing called the curse of knowledge, and I usually suffer from it. I usually just assume that people are in my head and know what the context is. So yeah, the context is, for people who are not familiar with videos like this, is that she is responding to a heavy backlash. So she's a new Muslim, and usually when you have white female converts, there's a lot of welcoming, and a lot of people get excited that you're a new Muslim and they welcome you. And then soon after the honeymoon period is over, which is like the first 5 seconds, then you start getting criticized for how you're not being a proper Muslim, especially if you're a new convert woman who's not wearing the hijab, right? So then at first you get like so many welcoming messages, and then you get buried under waves of criticism. I was like, well, now that you're a Muslim, you need to do this, and this, and this, and this, and you're gonna fail to meet the standards. And then the people that you were so kind to you at the beginning, now you're gonna feel a lot of hate and constant messages of like, why are you doing this wrong, why are you doing that wrong? Okay, so she's now responding to that. So, and I kind of feel bad for her, because at first I'm pretty sure she was really enjoying all the positive messages at the beginning, and now I think like she feels trapped. She feels like she's in a box. She feels like a lot of people are like scrutinizing everything she's saying and everything she's doing, and she doesn't know how to deal with it, and this is her way of dealing with it, right? So I don't know. I kind of feel bad, because I'm going to be adding to that, because her views of Islam, she's like, well, this is my Islam. Her response is, well, that's your Islam. This is my Islam. And unfortunately for her, they are right and she's wrong. And I will show you that pretty soon. But Sid just gave us another super chat. Thank you so much, Sid. Sid saying, submission to Allah means submission to some random Muslim dude who will tell you what to do, as Allah has given him power over you. Now, that's a fair summary of it. And another super chat by Sid saying, Dava folks never highlight black female converts. Well, never say never, but yeah, less. Only white female converts. They only highlight black converts if they are some black celebrity. True, but again, not never, but yes, very, very rarely. True.
Like,
Go on.
I feel
Anna?
it has to do that with white skin and light hair and light eyes in the Middle East, they are so rare, like among the native population, that they are actually a little bit obsessed with white females on a sexual
Oh, a little bit
level.
only. Yes, very, very obsessed. Okay, so I want to start getting into this video. Okay, so the points that she brought up, and again I will play it again. She said she feels like she's in a box, she's trapped, but then also she mentions that Islam is submission. I don't understand how does she not understand? What do you think it feels like if you are supposed to fully submit? I mean, it's in the name. Islam means a Muslim is somebody who submits. Islam means submission. So she's like, I feel like I'm in a box. I feel trapped. I'm like, lady, you are fully submitting. What do you mean? That is, you're supposed to feel like you're in a box. That's what full submission means. Let me actually play it. Go from the beginning.
When I first became a Muslim, I was so excited. I was enjoying my prayers. I was enjoying being Muslim. I felt free. I felt at peace. And then,
yeah, so she says, I felt free. I felt at peace. Again, now she feels more in a box and she feels trapped instead of free. I mean, that's the point. The point of Islam is to feel less free. That's what submission. What part of the word submission made you feel that this is about freedom? That's a contradiction. And like, now I feel like I'm in a box. I'm trapped. I'm like, yeah, lady, that's what submission usually feels like. That.
And around 3 weeks of being Muslim, I started to feel trapped. I started to feel like I was in a box.
Yep.
Why?
That means you're doing it right. Like you're supposed to. Yeah. Submission makes you feel like you're in a box.
Because I started to listen to everyone around me. I started to listen people.
All right, so remember this part. I started to listen to everyone around me. She's saying that as if that's a negative. Remember that part, because I will give you Quranic verses. You're supposed to do that. That's how Islam works. Again, and this is not according to the Hadith. This is according to the Quran itself. Go on, Anna. But
well, I wanted to mention a hadith that says that the Muslim Ummah will never.
I don't want to do the hadith.
Okay.
I don't want to do hadith today because she is a Quranist, so she only focuses on the Quran. So I want to make sure that we abide by her standards, because even based on what she agrees on, she's wrong. Even if we ignore the hadith. But no.
How can you say that she's a Quranist if she does prayer, right? So she somehow knows how to do a prayer.
Yeah, I'm not.
How can
yeah,
you
you're right.
How to do a prayer without hadiths?
You can't. I didn't say Quranism makes sense. I said she's a Quranist. Obviously, Quranism doesn't make any sense because you wouldn't know how to do anything in Islam if you only focus on the Quran. But somehow people have managed to be Quranists. But let's just abide by her standard. Anna, you act like this is supposed to make sense. This is religion. Nothing makes sense, right? But yeah.
I started to feel trapped. I started to feel like I was in a box. Why? Because I started to listen to everyone around me. I started to listen to people telling me, this is haram. This is the way that you need to practice. This is haram. This is halal. You should do this. You shouldn't do that. And I started to get too into the tiny details of haram or halal.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that. Like I got too involved in the detail of what's haram and what's halal. Yeah, that is full submission to Islam. I mean, here's the thing, it's not expected of you to be able to do all of it right, okay? But it is expected of you to try and do be concerned about what is right and what is wrong. Yes, you're obviously going to fail, and Islamically, that can be forgiven, but you do need to be concerned about it. Go on, Anna, you want to say something?
Yeah, like Muslims believe that the Quran is the word of Allah, the direct word of Allah. Now, if you truly believe in this, if I truly believed in this, the first thing I would do is to read the entire Quran and like really learn hard what is forbidden in the Quran, what is okay in the Quran, and do whatever I can to just follow the word of God. So she's admitting that she isn't doing this. Like, there are Quran verses that telling you that you should eat halal and not haram, that you should dress in a certain way, that you should be that you should behave in a certain way. So
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Most of the so maybe most of the things that you're supposed to do and not do is not from the Quran. Most of it is from the Hadith. So maybe that's what she's referring to. But so what you're supposed to do, I'm not gonna, because she's probably only focusing on the Quran or the Hadith. The things that you're supposed to do and not do, I'm not gonna focus on what those things are. What I am going to focus on is the fact that the Quran tells you that you do need to be concerned about them, whatever they are, and however you're gonna figure out what they are. Again, the Quranists don't make any sense because the Quran doesn't tell you much about all the details of the things that you're supposed to do and not do. But whatever methodology that you eventually decide to use to figure out what those things are, you do need to be concerned about them according to the Quran itself. So let's continue.
And I lost the entire point of my faith. I was basically letting other people define what my faith is.
So she makes a mistake. Okay. So if other people are telling you what you're supposed to do and not to do, that is not defining your faith. That is them doing their religious duty of Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar, right? This is a Quranic command for Muslims to tell you what is that in English? To tell Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar. Let me see. Ma'ruf. I know there's an English term for this. Oh, enjoining good and forbidding wrong. This is a Quranic command to all Muslims to go tell other Muslims to do this and not do that. That is not them defining your faith for you. That is them doing their religious duty. And again, this is one of those few commandments that you don't even have to go to the Hadith for it. This is specifically mentioned in the Quran itself, and I have the verses for you. So she's just you're the one who's redefining words. You're defining it for them because they're not telling you. If a Muslim comes and tells you that, lady, you're supposed to wear the hijab. Lady, you're not supposed to do this. Lady, you're supposed to do that. They're not saying you're not a Muslim. They're not redefining their faith for you. They're just telling you that as a Muslim, this is what you're supposed to do. And they're doing it correctly. How dare you not tell them not to do that? This is you're a Quranist. You're a woman who only focuses on the Quran. How have you missed this verse telling those people that this is their duty? So you're like, I was focusing too much on other people's opinions. Well, lady, they're supposed to do that, and you're supposed to listen. Again, I have the verses for you. But let's continue.
Because I was so scared to own my own faith. I was scared that I was doing it wrong.
There is not my own faith and their faith and my faith. Islamically, there's only one faith. There is not, you don't have versions of faith in Islam, okay? There's only one. The one, this is the concept of Tawheed.
I was scared that Allah is going.
Oh, here's the thing. Now she's saying, look at this part, okay?
What my faith is. Because I was so scared to own my own faith. I was scared that I was doing it wrong. I was scared that Allah is going to like make a lightning bolt strike me.
So she acts like this is a bad thing. She was like, initially I was so hopeful and loving this, but now I was so fearful about Allah's wrath. And she acts like this is a bad thing. Islamically, that is a good thing. You're supposed to fear Allah. Hold on, let me finish this. You're supposed to fear Allah. The fear of Allah is a value. It's a virtue Islamically. Being afraid of Allah is something that is advertised. You are a good Muslim. A good Muslim is a Muslim who fears Allah, who fears Allah's wrath. who fears Allah's punishment. So why is she acting like, oh, this was bad, I was fearing that Allah might punish me? Yeah, that's a sign of a good Muslim according to the Quran. Go on, Anna.
And like, if you just read a little bit in the Quran, you will see that almost all the time it is said, fear the day of judgment, or beware of the day of judgment, when so and so on. And like, you can't miss it. It is written so many times about the day of judgment, that you should beware, and Allah knows what is in your mind, and what are you doing, and what are your intentions, even. That she says that fearing the wrath of Allah is something bad, but it is integral to Islam.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, let me see. But my lights just turned. There we go. I fixed it. All right, let me continue with this.
Scared that I was doing it wrong. I was scared that Allah is going to like make a lightning bolt strike me if I'm doing something wrong or I make a mistake. But I choose to believe in Allah being merciful, Allah being loving, and knowing that we are just human, and that we make mistakes, and that we were made weak. We were made with the need.
Okay, so Allah be loving. I have a verse for that to see how loving Allah actually is. We will get to the Quranic verses as soon as we go through this video one more time. So she's like, this part is important. The fact that she thought Allah is loving. But here's the thing, again, Islamically, that there's no contradiction. You're supposed to enjoy Allah's love and fear his wrath at the same time. Islamically, there's no contradiction in this. So when she said Allah is supposed to be loving, yeah, he is loving, and if you don't love him back, he will torture you for eternity. That's the kind of love Allah has. So do you think like, oh, why am I fearing Allah? I thought Allah is supposed to be loving and stuff. Well, Islamically, you don't understand Islam, lady. You're supposed to somehow believe in both of that Allah loves you so much and will torture the crap out of you if you do not love him back.
Knowing that we are wrong or I make a mistake.
Oh, we got another super chat. Hold on, let me get this. I appreciate both of your work doing this, from Eyal Guz. Thank you so much, from Canada. We got a super chat from Canada. Anna, he or she's saying that he or she appreciates both of us, our work. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Oh, and also, Unicorn, like the stream. Yes, guys, everybody, please like the stream. If you appreciate our work, at least like the stream so more people end up seeing these things.
It wrong. I was scared that Allah is going to like make a lightning bolt strike me if I'm doing something wrong or I make a mistake. But I choose to believe in Allah being merciful, Allah being loving, and knowing that we are just human, and that we make mistakes, and that we were made weak. We were made with the need to be forgiven. So if we never...
So this being forgiven part, by the way, thank you, Space Leah, for liking the stream. We have to see the things that God forgives and God doesn't forgive. There are certain things that God doesn't forgive. Yes, there are. If you sin as a Muslim, God will forgive that. But the problem of this video is that she's referring to certain thing in Islam which is not forgivable. And I will address that once we go to the verses, because actually I could address this right now. So Islamically, if I'm a Muslim, if I believe in Allah and I believe in Muhammad and I believe in the Quran, and I accept Allah's commandments and his rulings, and if I don't follow those rulings, I'll be fine. I could ask for forgiveness. For example, you're not supposed to drink alcohol. You're not supposed to have sex out of a marriage. And as a Muslim, I might do those things. I might drink alcohol. I might have sex outside of marriage. And I'll be fine if I just ask for forgiveness, and I'll be good. That's true. Islamically, God will forgive you for those things. I mean, I might even have, gay sex, for example. And that's a sin in Islam. But you could ask forgiveness from Allah, and you're, it doesn't mean you're not a Muslim anymore. It just means that you're a Muslim who's sinning, and you ask for forgiveness, and Allah has your back. Your sin can be forgiven. Here's the problem. Here's what can't be forgiven. If you deny that that's a sin, then you're screwed. Okay, then you're really screwed. So, like, Islamically, let's say you have a cup of wine. You're not supposed to drink it. It's alcohol. It's a sin. Let's say you drink it. Well, that's a sin. I say, Allah, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. And Allah is like, don't worry. All forgiven. Okay? But here's the thing. Here's when you get into serious trouble. Let's say you drink it, and I come to you, and you're a Muslim, you're drinking alcohol. I'm a Muslim. I'm coming to you, and I'm doing my religious duty of doing Amr b'Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar, which means I have to tell you that you did something wrong here. And I'm like, hey, Anna, you just drink alcohol. That's a sin. You shouldn't do that. If you come back to me and say, no, that's not a sin, now you're in serious trouble. That is not forgivable. You have just denied Allah's commandments. You have just denied Allah's ruling. And if you deny that, that is not forgivable. You have left Islam. You are now a disbeliever. You're now a murtad. You're now an apostate. So sin, sinning, it's not that big of a deal in Islam, but denying that this is a sin, that's a huge deal and not forgivable unless you come back to Islam and then accept the command. So this is why she's like, oh, Allah, I think Allah will forgive me and stuff. Well, lady, you are denying certain commandments from Allah. You're denying the things that Allah has judged, and these are not, Islamically, these are not forgivable. So I will show you the verses for that as well. Go on, Anna, you had something to say?
Also, like, Islamically, you can't repeat the sin knowingly. It's a sin, and every time just come to Allah, ask for forgiveness. Like, you start to not really mean it. If you know that you are sinning, you are supposed to at least try to stop sinning. But she isn't trying to stop sinning, so that makes her basically denying the rule of Allah. And like, there are also Islamic verses that right now I sent you something to look forward regarding
I didn't
this.
ready it. I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to look for verses in the middle of the show. I already have some verses. Okay, maybe I'll look for it, but I don't want to do it now. But I have. Oh, we have a lot of super chats. Thank you, guys. Sid is saying, if Muslims can use white female converts to market Islam, why don't Hindus use yoga and fit, beautiful Instagram models who do yoga to market Hinduism? Well, because Hinduism is not, I mean, I know that's a joke. I'm taking it too seriously. But because Hindus don't evangelize, they don't, I mean, they recently do sometimes, but yeah, it's not like Islam or Christianity when they're looking for converts. Well, Hinduism is trying to bring people back to Hinduism, like Muslims in India and Pakistan. They're saying they're supposed to be Hindu, so they do that. All right, so let's go to Pink Panther. Thank you again for the super chat. Pink Panther saying, is that the only super chat you can get from Canada? No, we just got another one from Pink Panther from Canada. Well, thank you so much. Now we have 2 super chats from Canada. Oh, well, actually, we have 3. And Sid is also from Canada. And thank you. And then we have the Muslim apologists saying, Anna would look great in hijab. Allahu Akbar. I have seen Anna in hijab, and she does look great in hijab. Yes, she does. I agree with that. Thank you so much from the Muslim apologist. And we got another super chat from Siva Bala saying, interesting show. Well, thank you. £5 from Siva Bala. Oh, we just got another super chat from Sid saying, we all submit to Allah during sex. Well, do we? I don't. I submit to Iblis only. You're submitting to Allah during sex if it's done within an Islamic marriage. If you're having sex outside of an Islamic marriage, then you're submitting to Iblis. Anyways, let's continue with this video
Well,
because I have.
I
Go on.
submit to Ahriman, because Persian is a much more romantic language, and Ahriman sounds good.
Okay. Okay. All right, wait. Let me see if I could just Quran 24 really quickly. Anna, you should have sent me this before the show. But anyways, that's fine. But let's continue with this video.
Make mistakes, we can't go to Allah to be forgiven. So my new view of my faith has been my own view. It's not influenced by anyone around me. It's even
That's not how it works. That you're supposed to. Islam is a group effort. It's supposed to be influenced by the people around you. She acts like it's a good thing. Islam is a community effort. You're like, oh, it's not influenced by anyone around me. Yeah, that's not how it works, lady. You're supposed to listen to other people. The Quran tells you that.
be forgiven. So my new view of my faith has been my own view. It's not in.
And she says, my own view. There is no your Islamically. There's not your view and their view and his view and her view and my view and their view. It is their view. There is one view that is the correct one, and everything else is just wrong. Your job as a Muslim is to figure out what is the correct view, not I have my view and you have your view. There is an objective reality. Here's something that we agree as materialists, as a materialist that I am, I agree with Muslims, is that there is an objective reality out there. So I disagree with Muslims on what that objective reality is, but at least we agree that there is an objective reality that is independent from each person's opinion. This lady doing, I don't know, some postmodernist version of Islam, she's like, this is my Islam. I don't know what your Islam is, but this is my Islam. Well, it doesn't work like that, lady. Oh, we got a Ayal. Am I reading your name right? Ayal, another two Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. Saying she is superimposing Christian ideas onto Islam. Is it Christian ideas? I think she's superimposing postmodernism onto Islam, whereas if everybody could just have their own reality. I think this is more like postmodernism than Christianity. But go on, Anna.
Well, I think that in Christianity there is much less emphasis on how you should do things, and what is important is your intention, while in Islam it's actually a lot of emphasis on how you should pray, how you should wash your hands before prayer, how you should dress, how you should behave. So in Islam it's much more emphasis on your physical actions than on what you think in your heart, right? What you think in your heart is not sufficient enough.
Oh, sufficient. Yeah, that's correct. So this is how I would say it. Islam, when it comes to, so there's a focus on faith and belief, and there's a focus on actions and what you're supposed to do, right? And when it comes to that, Islam is a combination of Christianity and Judaism, right? So Judaism is very, very focused as a religion on the things that you're supposed to do, the rituals, the do's and the do nots, right? Very, very heavily focused on actions and rituals and the do's and do nots, less on faith. Relatively, Judaism is less focused on faith. Christianity is very heavily focused on faith, just accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. They do have focus on actions as well, but mostly focus on faith. So Islam is a combination of these two religions. Islam has a focus on both of these. It's very focused on making sure you accept Allah and Muhammad as his prophet. And it's also very, very focused on the details of actions that you're supposed to do. And it has a huge list of that. So that's how I would, summarize.
So what she's doing, she's putting the emphasis on the faith, just like in Christianity, but
right.
while having a Muslim faith.
That's a good point. Now I understand what you're saying, and you're right, and I understand that what people in the live chat are saying as well. So that's why you're saying she's like looking at it from a Christian perspective, right? Okay, and Sid just gave us a super chat saying Islam is Judaism, Christianity, Arab paganism mixed up. Their rituals, pilgrimage, are all paganism and use Christianity, Judaism as to validate it. Thank you, Sid, so much for the super chat. Anyways, let's go with the rest of this video.
Influenced by anyone around me. It's even not influenced. So my new view of my faith has been my own view. It's not influenced by anyone around me. It's even not influenced by scholars. It is simply based.
How arrogant do you have to be? Again, I'm not a Muslim, but I'm getting butthurt as a Muslim right now. Okay. How arrogant do you have to be to think that I just became a Muslim for 3 weeks and I'm not listening to scholars and I'm just listening to my own opinion? Lady, you have 3 weeks worth of experience of being a Muslim, and you're so arrogant that you're not listening to people who have been studying Islam all their life, going through all the details, and you're just relying on your own opinion. I'm getting butthurt on behalf of Muslims. So what are you talking about? I'm just listening to my own opinion and not scholars. Yeah, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, again, this is Islamically as teaches Muhammad. This is the Sirah and Sunnah of Muhammad, that you have to submit, you have to listen to the scholars. They are the wise ones. She thinks she knows better than the people who have been studying Islam all their lives.
Based on the Quran and my connection with Allah. That doesn't mean I'm throwing me. It's even not influenced by scholars. It is simply based on the Quran and my connection with Allah. That doesn't mean I'm throwing out the Quran or the other commands in the Quran that I haven't gotten to yet. It means that I'm on a journey, and I'm on my own journey, and I'm not on your journey, and I'm not on your journey. I'm on my.
Okay, it's called the Muslim Ummah, okay, which means that you're on a journey with other Muslim. Like I'm on my own journey. Like I'm not on your journey. I'm not this person's journey or that person's journey. She's acting like Islam is like an individualist religion. This is a group effort, okay? There's an ummah, there's a Muslim community. You're on a journey together as a Muslim community. It's not just, you can't just do this by yourself. This is not Islam. I don't know what your religion you're looking. I don't know what she's reading the Quran. How does she not get this? You're a community of Muslims. You're supposed to be in this together.
My own journey. And this had freed me from so much of that feeling stuck and feeling trapped, because now religion is beautiful to me again, and I don't feel trapped in a certain definition of what being a Muslim is.
Again, if you don't feel trapped, you're not doing Islam properly. Islam is submission, so you're supposed to kind of feel trapped. I mean, how could you fully submit, and not feel somewhat trapped?
Being a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah. Now religion is beautiful to me again, and I don't feel trapped in a certain definition of what being a Muslim is. Being a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah.
She just says being a Muslim is, so look how, is this not contradictory? She's like, I don't feel trapped. Being a Muslim is submitting to Allah. Yeah, that's the very definition of trapped, is submission. And she says, like, I don't have to fit into one definition of a Muslim. So what are you saying? Do you think like there's different definitions of what it means to be a Muslim? Again, this is kind of like postmodernist. Well, there is one definition. I mean, I'm not saying which definition is the correct one, but at the end of the day, one of them is correct. The other ones are wrong. There is a right way to be a Muslim, and there are wrong ways to be a Muslim. There are not multiple ways of being a Muslim. There's a right way, and there's many wrong ways. So how is she acting like, oh, I'm not just going to submit to one? You should. Go on, Anna.
Like, in Islam, there are several sects, and like Shia Islam is completely different from Sunni Islam, and there are also the madhabs in Sunni Islam. But there are things that everyone agrees upon, which is like covering your hair is something that all Muslims agree upon. I mean,
no, they don't.
At least covering your hair, at least the majority, okay? The majority do agree upon this. And like
the majority of the scholars, not the majority of Muslims, no. There's a huge disagreements over that, but yeah.
I mean, there are certain things that you should do no matter what kind of Islam you are following. At least like 5 prayers, for example, it's something that is agreed upon.
Right.
And yeah, so here
Yeah.
she's saying that her version of Islam is not wrong. It's just her version, so she can do whatever she wants as long as it fits into what her belief of Islam is.
Right. We have we have a verse for that, by the way, which you sent me right before the show. We got a super chat from Sid saying, unless a Muslim convert marries a Muslim and completely assimilates in Islamic culture, most of them leave Islam. It is difficult to practice any new religion without a community, new family for support. True. That is very true, Sid. It's not supposed to be an individualist religion. Bender, Bender, I miss Bender. Bender with the 10-pound super chat saying, what's the mental issue with these white converts who think that they can reform Islam or teach real Muslims about their own religion? It's so arrogant. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like some Muslims who have been doing Islam for so many years and doing it properly, they do have the same attitude when they see somebody that just became a Muslim and is telling you that, you know what, I read the Quran and I'm sorry, you've been doing Islam wrong. My view is that this is the right way. It does seem they come off as very arrogant. She just became a Muslim 3 weeks ago, and other Muslims are telling her this is the right way to do it, and she's like, well, not according to how I'm reading the Quran. Like, lady, shut the hell up. What are you talking about? No, that's not correct. This is not the proper way to be a Muslim. We got a
Also, like, she's very arrogant. Also, we saw her before doing like reading the Quran and telling about verses and how she interprets them. Like, even I can't interpret any verse because there is so much literature about Quranic verses, and doing a video about any verse without getting into it and really going through the different interpretations is a little bit arrogant when you just read this verse 10 minutes ago and still don't know even what is it about.
Right. We got a super chat from Roy. Hey, Roy saying, how does she know about Islamic faith without being influenced by you or scholars? Exactly. Like like she's so ungrateful as well. She's like, I don't care about what you guys say about Islam, but lady, you wouldn't even be introduced to Islam if it wasn't because of other people. Very good point. Very good point. By the way, guys, thank you so much for all these super chats.
I think I know how. She's influenced not by scholars, but by TikTok or Instagram. I mean, this is what goes with. This is a trend. This is a trend right now, especially after the war between Israel and Hamas.
Yeah, but those are other people as well. Anyways, let me get to finish this video because I have the Quranic verses to show you guys, to show you why she's what she's telling you about Islam is wrong.
And our journey to submitting to Allah is going to look different from person to person. So don't let anyone tell you that you're less Muslim because you're not fitting a perfect definition of a Muslim, which
again, she doesn't understand the basics of Islam. When somebody is telling you that you're not doing this right Islamically, if a Muslim tells you that, they're not telling you you're a less Muslim. Okay, you're being a Muslim or not a Muslim is a binary thing. Islamically, you're either a Muslim or not a Muslim. If you're a Muslim, you're fully Muslim. Okay, it's not like I'm half a Muslim or 90% Muslim or 80% Muslim. Okay, you're Muslim. So the difference is that you're a Muslim who might be sinning more or sinning less. If you're a Muslim who is sinning more, you're still fully Muslim. You're just sinning. So if a Muslim comes and tells you, oh, you're a Muslim, well, you shouldn't do that Islamically. That Muslim is not telling you that you're less of a Muslim because they're doing you a service. Islamically, they're helping you. They're doing their religious duty on helping you and reminding you that that's a sin. They're not telling you that you're less of a Muslim. They're actually respecting you because they're trying to help you in your Islamic journey to be a better Muslim, not more of a Muslim, a better Muslim. So you don't even understand the basics. So this is the arrogance that she has. She doesn't understand the basics. She's like, don't let them tell you that you're less of a Muslim. Well, they're not doing that. So you don't even understand the basics, that we don't have different levels of being a Muslim. And then you're like, I'm not going to listen to other people. Well, that's why you're so ignorant and arrogant at the same time about Islam, because you're not listening to the other Muslims. We got another super chat. Hold on. No, Roy is saying, Armin, your haircut is amazing. Oh, thank you so much. See, and I get compliments for my haircut as well. Okay. Okay, go on, Anna. What did you
No, I
have
feel
to
jealous.
say?
Like, Islam means to submit to Allah, right? And submission means also to give up some of the things that you love in order to serve Allah. And here she can't give up even like covering her hair and removing her nail polish. So I think maybe it makes some Muslims a little bit angry with her, that she isn't willing to give up even the minimal stuff.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's okay not to give. It's okay. Here's the thing. Honestly, if you're a proper Muslim, that would be okay. If she was not doing Islam properly, as a Muslim, you could tolerate that. Okay, so she's not wearing the hijab. That's fine. It's a sin. Okay, it's okay. She's a new Muslim. She doesn't have to do everything properly. Okay, she's like putting makeup. That's fine. She's not praying. That's fine. If she's not praying, that's all fine. That's all fine.
But she
You could
makes
forgive all of
makes it look like it's okay not to wear hijab. It's okay not to remove nail
Yeah, but you're
polish.
not.
She makes it
I
look
was
okay.
okay, Anna. You're not letting me finish. That's what I was gonna get at. But if you just be patient for 5 seconds, the part that is not okay is the fact that she is saying the additional part, and I will show you the verse that people use, that she says like that is not Islamic, that's not a sin. So if you are a Muslim woman, if you're a new convert, and like let's say Anna is a new convert, she converted to Islam, revert to Islam, and she's not wearing the hijab, and I'm a Muslim, and I'm trying to welcome her to Islam. I tell Anna, you know you're supposed to put on the hijab, and Anna still doesn't put on the hijab. That's fine. I shouldn't give her a hard time. But if Anna comes and says, well, in my Islam, this is okay, well, now we have a problem. Okay. So if this woman, for example, says, hijab is something more complicated. I'm not going to get into it. But for example, one obvious commandment of Allah, which is very clear in the Quran, which is Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, which means Muslims have to tell each other what's a sin and what's not a sin. She's denying that as part of Islam right now. This is not okay. This part of what she's doing is not okay because she's denying Allah's commandment. This is not something that you could just tolerate. Her sinning and her not doing Islam properly, you can tolerate that. But her denying Allah's commandment, that is not okay Islamically. Let's finish this video.
So
we got another super chat. Hold on, we got. You go, Anna. Anna, but let us finish because this video was supposed to be a lot shorter. But go on, and then we will read the super chat, and then we will go to the video.
So, like the Islamic way to react when someone tells me, for example, Anna, put on the hijab, remove your nail polish, is to be, oh, thank you, my Muslim brother, for telling me that it's a sin. I will pray to God to ask him for strength in order to stop sinning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, you're right. This is the proper way to answer. So if you're like a Muslim and you're drinking alcohol, and I come to you and say, yeah, you're not supposed to drink alcohol, your answer as a Muslim shouldn't be like, well, I don't think Allah has that commandment. You have to be like, yes, I know it's a sin. I'm weak. Pray for me, brother. And you could drink another glass of wine and like, pray for me, brother. Give me strength. You're right. Anna knows her stuff. See, Anna knows Islam more than this woman. Sid is saying, if we are all born Muslims and our parents made us infidels, does that mean we are all apostates? Yeah, technically. That means most people born in Islam have already left it. Yes, that is true. That's true. You're all apostates. Thank you for the super chat. All right, let's continue. I was trying to make this stream less than 1 hour, but we're going to fail at that.
Submitting to Allah is going to look different from person to person. So don't let
What? No, it's not.
of what being a much of that feeling stuck and feeling trapped, because now religion is beautiful to me again, and I don't feel trapped in a certain definition of what being a Muslim is. Being a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah, and our journey to submitting to Allah is going to look different from person to person.
No, that's you have missed the entire point. You're supposed to look like a uniform group. You're supposed to. This is not. She's using Islam as an individualist method of expressing herself, but that's not what the religion is for. This is a community. This is a collectivist. You're supposed to submit to a collectivist. Collective mindset that you're part of your collective now. This is not like, oh, I do this way, you do your own way. This is not your own individual journey. You're supposed to join a collective of everybody looking the same, acting the same, worshiping the same. This is how you build an ummah. This is how you build the Islamic community. This is not your individual method. This is not your own way of express. Again, this is why these people turn to Islam. They're just looking at a way to matter and to have a personal, individual method of expressing themselves. But this religion was not designed for that. This religion was meant for you to be a part of a collective, and all of you look like each other. Dark is saying, I like your Islam way better though. It's like, yeah, I mean, any Islam that you come up with is better than the actual Islam.
So don't let anyone tell you.
Yeah, exactly. It's AL is saying, that's what I was thinking. It's like the Borg. Yeah, Islam, becoming a Muslim is more like the Borg. Yeah.
Being a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah. And our journey to submitting to Allah is going to look different from person to person. So don't let anyone tell you that you're less Muslim because you're not fitting a perfect definition of a Muslim, which none of us are perfect. So none of us will fit that definition.
What? She says, don't let other people tell you anything. Again, people are supposed to tell you what's a sin and what's not a sin. So let me actually show that to you guys. Let me bring up the verses that I had in mind. Is this the first one I wanted to show you guys or not? Let me see. Let me put myself on this side. And then increase the screen size here. Okay, so yes, I think this is the most famous verse that, Amr b'maruf wa nahy anil munkar, right? So enjoining the right and forbidding the wrong. This is a Quranic verse. This is chapter 3, verse 104, saying, again, this isn't the Quran, guys. This is not in the Hadith. So lady, new Muslim lady, yes.
You are showing Surah 24, ayah number 21 right now.
Oh, sorry, this one. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for sure. Sorry. Okay, let me do it again. So this is Amr b'maruf wa nahy anil munkar. So this is Surah chapter 3, verse 104. See? Again, so again, I was mentioning that this is the Quran, this is not the Hadith. So that I'm hoping somebody send this live stream to that lady so she knows that when I'm showing you what Islam is, it's not out of, interpretations, the tafsir, the hadith, the ulama. This is directly from the Quran itself. Okay, so this verse says, let there be a group among you who call others to goodness, encourage what is good, and forbid what is evil. It is they who will be successful. So this is the Quranic verse telling Muslims specifically that they're supposed to tell each other what is the right way and what is the wrong way. So that lady that was complaining about all these other Muslims telling her that this is the right way and that's the wrong way, and she's like, I don't care about what you guys are saying. I'm not going to listen to other people. well, those other people are doing what they're supposed to do Islamically. The Quran tells them to come and tell you that what you're doing is right or what you're doing is wrong, and what is good and what is wrong, right? So this is a very famous commandment from Allah, and you're denying it. So that's one verse. Let's go to see this one. Okay, so this is chapter 2, Baqarah, verse 85. I just wanted to also show you that you cannot pick and choose different parts of the Quran. You have to take the whole thing and all the commandments and everything that God tells you. So this one is saying, do you believe in some of the scripture and reject the rest? Is there any reward for those who do so among? By the way, this is amazing. The Quran is such a complete religion when it comes to closing loopholes. You know, like we atheists usually complain about cherry pickers. The Quran calls out cherry pickers. Some people who focus on some verses and then ignore the other verses, the Quran itself calls them out. It says, do you believe in some of the scripture and reject the rest? Is there any reward for those who do so among you other than disgrace in the worldly life and being subjected to the harshest punishment on the day of judgment? For Allah is never unaware of what you do. So God is basically promising you that if you're one of those who just looks at some of the verses of the Quran and focuses on that and ignore the other parts of the Quran, Allah will punish you. There is like severe level of punishment and torture is waiting for you in the afterlife. This is Allah's promise, right? So let's go to this other verse. What is this one I wanted to? Here. This is chapter 5, verse 44. Yes, so do not fear, no trade the revelations of it, and those who do not. Here, this I wanted to show you this. There's a lot of verses that Muslims use to show that you cannot deny the commandments from Allah, and this is one of them. This is if you look at the end of this verse, it says, and those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the disbelievers, right? So this is a verse that tells you, basically, it opens the door to takfiring the people who deny the rulings of Allah. If you are judging, if you have a judgment, if you deny God's judgment, so if God says that this is a commandment and you are denying it, then you have left the fold of Islam. You are a disbeliever. So again, if you are a sinner, you can still you're still a Muslim. If you are a Muslim who is sinning, who's having gay sex maybe, who's drinking alcohol, who's doing other un-Islamic things that are sinning, that are sins, technically you're still a Muslim. You're just a Muslim who's sinning. You could be forgiven for it, or if you're not forgiven for it, you have to pay the price for it in the afterlife. But eventually you will go to heaven because you're still a Muslim. But verses like this in the Quran tells you that if you deny God's judgment, if you say that is not God's judgment, then at that point you're not a Muslim anymore. So if you say drinking alcohol is okay, if you say, I don't know, sex, I can have sex with whoever I want and that God doesn't care, you are denying that last commandment, and then you're truly a disbeliever. So that lady is now a murtad technically, because that lady that we just watched, she's an apostate because she became a Muslim, and now she's making videos telling other Muslims that I do not believe these to be the commandments of Allah, and giving these Quranic verses. She's now a disbeliever. So she's now an apostate. She has left the fold of Islam. So here's another verse. Let me see. This is one that Anna sent me, which is, this is Quran chapter Nur, or 24, verse 31, to show what some of the commandments of Allah are, the ones that you cannot deny if you read the Quran. Says, and tell the believing women to lower their gaze and guard their chastity, and not to reveal their adornments. So let's see what adornment means here. Their hair, their body shape, and their underclothes. Okay, so they're not supposed to show their hair, except what normally appears. So let's see what normally appears means: the face, hands, outer clothes, rings. Well, I don't know what this one is. Henna. So they could show, for example, their hands, their outer clothes, their face can be seen, right? So this is again according to the Quran. Let them draw their veils over their chests and not reveal their hidden adornments. Again, this adornment is the same: hair, arm, and legs, except to their husbands. So only their husbands can see it. Their fathers and their father-in-law, their sons, their stepsons, their brothers, their brothers' sons. Okay, so these are the people who are allowed to see that. For example, your son can see your hair, your husband can see your hair, your daughter. Wait, is there their daughter? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's female, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so again, you can see that these are the commandments of Allah. You cannot deny that unless you want to be a murtad, if you want to be an apostate. So here's another Quranic verse, chapter 18, verse 29. Let me see, why did I highlight this one? Let me see. Say, now the truth has come from your Lord. Let those who wish to believe in it do so. Oh, yeah. I highlighted this one because she was talking about how loving and merciful God is. And I just wanted to, there's a lot of verses in the Quran that, as an atheist, if you read it, you will think otherwise. You think this is not a loving God. So from the many, many verses that I could have picked to show you how evil Allah is, I picked this one. But again, there were so many other ones. There was one that I didn't pick right now that I could have shown you, that Allah burns you and your skin burns off, and then your skin grows back again and then burns again, so that you could just feel pain forever. But this is the one I picked. Say, now the truth has come from your Lord. Let those who wish to believe it do so, and let those who wish to reject it do so. We have prepared a fire for the wrongdoers that will envelop them from all sides. So it will cover them on all sides. If they call for relief, oh, this is the part I like. This is the part that is very, very, very brutal. So look at this. If they call for relief, they will be relieved with water like molten metal. So God is saying that if you're in the fire and you're asking for a drink, you're like begging for a drink, the angels will bring you a drink, but it's like molten metal, scalding their faces with it. What a terrible drink, what a painful resting place. So I don't know, I mean, she is a Quranist and she's constantly reading the Quran, and she's saying that Allah is love and Allah is loving. And again, this is apparently what happens to people who disbelieve. Now God is saying, now that I brought you the Quran, now that I brought you the scripture, now that I brought you the revelation, if you do not believe in it, if you do not believe in what has been revealed to you, this is what's going to happen to you. You will be tortured for eternity in hellfire, and when you ask for just a little bit of water, they bring you molten metal, something that burns you from the inside. And God himself is saying, what a terrible drink. All right. Very loving. And Anna, you sent me this one. This was
I sent you Surah 24, Ayah 21. Yes, this one, Surah An-Nur.
Yeah.
It says in this verse that Allah is choosing who He will purify and who will suffer all the hellfire, right? Because of following Satan's footsteps. So here you don't even have the choice to follow Allah or not, because Allah chooses if He will purify your soul and you will believe or not.
Yeah, this is pretty evil. So let me read this thing. Believers do not follow in Satan's footsteps. If you do so, he will urge you to indecency and evil. If it were not for God's bounty and mercy towards you, not one of you would ever have attained purity. God purifies whoever He will. God is all healing and all seeing. Okay, and God is an idiot as well, because He just contradicted himself in this verse. He's telling you not to follow Satan's footsteps, but he's also telling you that I'll just decide who to guide and who not to guide. So it's not really up to you anyway. So why are you telling me what to do when at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to decide? Like, why are you even warning me? At the end of the day, you're the one who's going to decide if I'm going to get purified or not. Like, you're an idiot. God, Allah, you're an idiot. I don't know. You're just, like, yeah. Oh, make sure you're pure. By the way, I will decide who's pure, and if you're not pure, it's because I decided for you to just burn in hell. Like, okay, well, thanks for the warning that it's not going to do anything because you have already decided what's going to happen to me. Amazing, amazing logic. God, what a stupid religion. What does? How do we still have Anna? How do we still have religion in this day and age? How are we still, after all the advancements in science and technology and everything, we still have to deal with nonsense like this? I don't know. Like, how are we? How have we not grown out of this already? God damn it!
And I mean, this religion contradicts itself so much. Like sometimes in one sentence you have, "Oh, Allah is all merciful," but you're going to be burned in hell forever. So yeah, Allah is merciful for burning you, apparently.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was it. Hope that helped. Send this to people who are considering becoming Muslim, okay? Because I want them to see this before, because this lady is now discovering the hard way what mess she has entered. I want more people to see this before they convert to Islam. So please like the stream. So maybe people who are interested in Islam, if you like the stream, YouTube will recommend this video to them. So please like the stream. This will help us grow the channel, and it will help more people see this video. And do it for your, actually, a lot of people don't spend a second liking the stream, even though it doesn't cost them anything. So I will tell you something for your own interest for why you should like the stream. If you enjoyed the show and you like the stream, you're telling YouTube, you're feeding the algorithm, and YouTube will understand you more and will give you more stuff that you like, more based on what you're interested in. So at least like the stream for your own good, so that the YouTube algorithm serves you better. Sid is giving us another 5 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. Sid is saying Muslims are obsessed. Sid, try to put many at the beginning of your sentences so we're not generalizing all Muslims, okay? So Sid is saying Muslims are obsessed with the word Allah. I mean, technically, yeah, that's true. I told a Muslim that God is not real and he was okay, but then I said Allah does not exist. He went crazy. That is interesting you say that. This is the reason why on the stream many times instead of God I say Allah because I know it has it has the effect. Here's the thing. When I'm talking about Islam, sometimes you notice me say Allah, sometimes you notice me say God. When I'm saying Allah is for that extra effect to Muslims. When I say God is for people from other religions who come here watching and think that I'm just like only attacking Allah, and I just wanted to make sure that I include God as a whole, so I'm trying to poke at them as well. But yeah, that's true. That is true. I've noticed that said as well. That is very true. Very good observation.
And
all right,
by
Anna.
the way,
Yeah.
since I'm learning Arabic and interested in Islam in general, like I've been talking to Muslims a lot, and I had a lot of friends who were obsessed with the word Bismillah. I'm like, good night, and they tell me Bismillah, and I'm like, what? Allah will help me to sleep? Like, I just said you good night. Why Bismillah? Yeah.
No, it's just a sign of respect for just constantly remembering Allah. That's why they do it. By the way, guys, we just been demonetized for the stream. I don't know what we did for it to be worth of the demonetization. I just wanted to show you. So I really appreciate the super chats, because it's because of your super chats that we now do a lot more streams, because it wasn't making any sense for us to financially for any of this to be feasible. For us to put so much time into doing so many streams, because look, I mean, I don't know what we said that was worth demonetization. I'm going to request a review. Again, the problem with requesting a review is that even if we get back monetization, most of the views by that time is gone. So when you do a live stream, like, you get most of your views in the 1 day or 2 days after, and by the time the monetization comes back, we're not going to get that many views anyways. But I don't know what we said that is worth demonetization. I just submitted the appeal, but I just wanted to show you this to appreciate all the people who are using the super chat option, because that's the only, it makes up for the fact that we are demonetized for these shows. But which we now got more monetization. Go on, Anna. More
I
sorry,
think
so more super.
that we should stop being careful for YouTube, because it demonetizes nearly every single stream that we do together. So
Yeah.
we should really stop being so careful. If it
Yeah,
demonetizes us, no matter what we say.
Yeah, I got it. That we have been less careful now, because now we rely mostly on the super chats rather than the monetization. Yeah, so that's true. Now we speak more freely now. YouTube, now that you demonetize us all the time, we're speaking more freely because we don't know how to play this game anymore. We've been tried to be careful, but it doesn't work. Sid, again, so thank you for the super chats. Sid is saying, I am considering becoming Muslim. Once I go to Jannah, I will make Allah my personal servant and take over his kingdom. Jahannam will be out loud. Well, good luck with that, Sid. Tell us how that goes. But thank you for saving us, Mortads, from hell. Razel, and most, but actually more, thank you for the super chat. Razel, with the $10 super chat, said, have monkeys. Well, monkeys, no, monies. Have monies. I saw a monkey picture next to something that looked like monkey. Okay, sorry, I'm being stupid, I'm tired. So have monies. Thank you for the monies, Razel. And that's a cute monkey picture, by the way. And thank you, because guys, all these super chats has more than now made up for the fact that we've been demonetized. So I really, really appreciate that. Jean is saying thank you for the fan weekend. Oh, the fun weekend. God, this is okay. So for the fun weekend, well, thank you. And by the way, guys, happy New Year in advance to all of you guys. Yeah, I'm not reading this wrong. This is a misspelling by Jean. Okay, but thank you guys. 6 shekels from Israel. I like Jean because we're getting support from somebody who supports trans rights and Israel at the same time. So a lot of people get confused, and I like the confusion because we have a lot of right-leaning people following us and a lot of left-leaning people following us. So getting supported from somebody who supports trans rights from Israel is confusing people from both sides, which I love. I love that. Okay. EF with 30 shekels saying, thanks guys for the stream and have a happy new year. Well, happy new year to you as well. Wow, we're getting so many super chats. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
It's just coming. Yeah. Okay, we got another super sticker from Kenny, €2 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Aiden with a €5 super chat saying there is an Irish. What is that? Convert on another platform? What is that? I don't know that word.
Maybe conversion. Conversion.
There's an Irish conversion, another platform. There's a conversion, another platform. Sometimes I think I'm reading it wrong. No, it's just misspelled. She is now complaining about being harassed. Wait, Aiden, what's her name? Oh wait, I think I know who you're talking about. I'm gonna do the yes. I know who you're talking about. I am going to do a stream on that one as well. Thank you, Aiden. I think I know. I didn't know she's Irish. I know what you're talking about. Yes. We're gonna do a stream on that, guys. We're gonna be doing another stream on a new convert that another white lady that just recently became a Muslim, and she has had a horrible experience with all the Muslim men approaching her after she became a Muslim. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss that stream. And then the final super chat from Sid. Thank you so much, Sid, saying you should open an OnlyFans. Again, now that was fans and this is funds. Again, I'm not misreading this. This is how it's written. OnlyFans for Atheist Republic. Why is it when it was supposed to be fun, it said fan, and now that it's supposed to be fan, it says fun? Are you guys just messing with my head? Okay. We don't need OnlyFans. We have the super chats here. Go on, Anna.
Yeah, I just want to say that we have another super chat.
Oh,
Leo.
Yes. Okay, great. Cleo, and then we have another one after that. Cleo, thank you so much with the £2 super chat saying, I'm secular, not an atheist. Am I a hypocrite? No, there is no contradiction with being a believer and secular. I mean, it's better to be an atheist, obviously, but you could be secular and believe in God, because secular just means somebody who wants to keep, religion out of certain places, especially the government. And you could believe in God while being secular at the same time. There are many religious secular people in the world, so you're not a hypocrite, but you are wrong for not being an atheist. But not a hypocrite.
I started as a secular Jew, so yeah, it's only the start.
Yeah, we will corrupt you. Come, slowly come to the dark side. Yeah, and then finally we have a €2 super chat from Aiden saying, I don't know how to read this. You guys, you see that I have a problem reading some of your super chats, and now
Space and Souls.
Oh, that's the name of the person. Okay, is that the name of that lady? Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. Space and Souls. I think it's the same one that I had in mind. I sent that to Susanna. Let me see. No, I have someone else. So I will look into that as well. Anyway, so now we have 2 new converts videos that I have to review. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for so much super chats. I don't care that we've been demonetized anymore. You guys have more than covered the cost of the demonetization. Thank you so much. But if you're not supporting us financially, you could support us non-financially. We just got another super chat. You could just like the stream. Liking the stream supports our show, help us grow the channel, and it doesn't cost you a single cent. So do at least that. And if you want to do more without spending any money, leave a comment. Your comments very much helps us grow the channel. So once the stream is over, leave a comment under the show. We just got another super chat. God damn. Sia Mike. Oh, I know Sia Mike. Sia Mike just gave us, what is this from? SEK? SEK currency. And that is, Swedish Corona. Thank you so much, Sia Mike, for the 27 Swedish krona, not Corona. Kronas. I'm just tired. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pass out soon. I haven't had much sleep. But again, happy New Year in advance to everybody. Hope you had a good year, and hope that the next year is even better. Bye, guys. Mwah.
Bye.